Let me tell you something most designers learn the hard way. You install Windows, you install Photoshop, Illustrator, your fonts, your plugins, everything launches perfectly. You sit back and think, okay, we're good. But here's the uncomfortable truth. If you haven't created one specific restore point right now before opening your first client file, you are one bad update away from losing everything you just set up. And I'm not exaggerating. I've watched brilliant designers rebuild their entire creative environment 3 times in 1 month, just because they skipped this one step. Now here's where most tutorials get it slightly wrong. They tell you to create a restore point immediately after installing Windows. That's not wrong, but for designers, it's incomplete. Because your real risk isn't a blank Windows install. Your real risk looks like this. A GPU driver update that breaks Photoshop's color engine. A Windows feature update that corrupts Illustrator preferences. A plugin conflict that crashes your entire Adobe suite. When that happens, you don't want to roll back to an empty Windows system. You want to roll back to a working creative environment. Windows, drivers, Adobe apps, plugins, fonts, all intact. That's why your most important restore point happens after installing all design programs, but before touching client work. Let me give you a real example. Last quarter, a studio lost 11 hours of productivity. Why? Because their baseline restore point was just Windows, no apps. So when disaster hit, they rolled back and had to reinstall everything. My restore point? It captured my entire creative stack. Same type of crash, different outcome. Rollback took 14 minutes. That's the difference between panic and control. If you're doing a fresh Windows install, this is your non-negotiable sequence. Install Windows. Set up your partitions. Install critical drivers. Install all design apps and plugins. Launch everything once, make sure it works. How to create a system restore point, Windows 11. Let's do this together. Step 1. Click the Windows icon. Type Create a Restore Point. Hit Enter. Step 2. You'll land on the System Protection tab. Find your C drive. Click Configure. Make sure Turn on System Protection is enabled. Then allocate 5 to 7% of disk space. If you have a 1 terabyte drive, that's about 50 gigabytes. Yes, that sounds like a lot, but this is creative insurance. And insurance only matters when disaster hits. Click OK. Step 3. Back in the main window, click Create. Step 4. Now name it with precision. Not System Checkpoint, not Backup 1. Name it something like Creative Baseline Post-Adobe Install. Why? Because when panic hits at 2 a.m., you need to know exactly what that restore point contains. Windows, drivers, apps. Ready to create? Click Create. Watch the progress bar. And just like that, in about a minute, you've captured a fully functional creative environment before risking it on deadlines. Now here's how you level this up. Create additional restore points after calibrating your display, before major Windows updates, after installing niche plugins. This gives you surgical rollback options. Instead of resetting everything, you reset only what broke. Designers obsess over hardware, over RAM, over GPUs, over monitor color accuracy. But the real power move? Control. Creating your creative baseline takes less than 2 minutes. Rebuilding your entire system from scratch, half a day minimum. Don't wait until you learn this the painful way. Create the restore point, then open your first client file with confidence. If this saved you future stress, hit like so more designers protect their setups before disaster hits. Subscribe if you want more real-world system strategies for designers, not just generic tech advice, but workflows that protect your time, your clients, and your income. And in the next video, I'll show you how to partition your drive properly so Windows can crash without touching your projects. Build systems, protect your creativity, and I'll see you in the next one.